I am the rhythm. This is my dance floor. Let's get into it. Welcome to Travel+Mystery, and I am your host, Justin Adair.
Gay men will tear apart another gay man's appearance, relationship, career, and life choices, and then wonder why nobody in the community feels safe being real. We experienced rejection from the world for being who we are, and the moment we had our own space, we started doing it to each other.
I'm ready to talk about what happened when I was living in South Carolina. And I want to preference by saying I'm not going to use any names, but I'm ready to get it off my chest. We moved to South Carolina with the intentions of building. It was a temporary place. There was someone who my partner trusted, and this person took complete advantage. I feel about masculinity is if you feel like you need to prove it, you need to be an asshole, you have to be an alpha, you have to tear down the idea of a woman, you have to tear down the idea of feminine power, then you're just insecure. Anyways, this person runs a business and I was helping out, but this business is not in my realm of interest. So this person said, you can take videos and photos for this and promote it because you're an artist and I can give you something in return. You know, we came from different worlds. I think that the perception was I come from a small town, so I didn't know what being gay was, and this person lived the, I don't know what you want to call it, the stereotypical gay life or the mainstream gay life. A lot of times I felt dismissed. If you've been following along, you all know that I got an OWI in 2022, so I had to get my license back and start over, take the test, whatnot or what have you. And it took a couple of tries, you know. I'm 33, I'm not 16. I'm pretty much set in my ways. I'm kind of stubborn. I only got my license back, and the way that I was making cash at South Carolina at the time, sparking. But it was a really small town, smaller than the one I grew up in. Person that I was taking videos for and someone that we were supposed to trust wasn't out. This person was married, but to a man, but not open about his sexuality. That's his prerogative. That's his choice. But I don't live that way. I don't care if I'm in a small town or a big town. If I'm going to get hated for being myself, then so be it. So we obviously had personality clashes. Now, there was a few arguments that we've had that aren't really worth repeating. One person said one thing and then it got twisted into another, and then we both stood our ground. The car was a situation because this person was given money by my partner to build this car, but this person acted like it was his car. And if anything went wrong with the car, automatically my fault. And turns out it wasn't my fault. We actually believe that he was messing with the car on purpose because he knew that I was using the car to make money by door dashing and doing Spark. And his husband was doing the same thing, but I was getting more orders and I was being told to slow down or not do it. I questioned him. He would get angry. In fact, I remember him telling me that nobody challenges him like I challenge him. And you met your match. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, yes, I'm going to question you. Yes, I'm going to challenge you. Don't do anything for me. If you expect something in return, do it because you want to do it, not because you're going to hold it against me later. It got to a point where we finally had to walk away from the situation. We decided to leave, and we also decided to stay no contact because we found out during my time in South Carolina, I auditioned for a show. Whose line is it anyways? It was at the local theater. I love theater. I wanted to get out there. I wanted to meet people and make my own connections. And I swear I'm not making this up because this sounds insane, but he called the local theater and told them not to let me be in the show because he needs his videographer, his photographer for his business. That's something we didn't find out till later. They ended up changing their rehearsal time and not calling me back or contacting me or telling me that they just didn't want me in the show. So there was that feeling of he was trying to make me feel like I was rejected. I didn't let that get to me. I'm like, okay, well, then this wasn't meant to be. We already deal with struggles of being who we are and putting ourselves out there and being brave in a world that tells us not to be who we are, in a world that is very homophobic, in a Trump society. And the last thing that we need to do is to tear each other down. Experience has made me not feel closed, but it's definitely taught me a lot. But I am going to speak up about what I've experienced and what I've been through, and I'm going to be open enough for the right people to find me. This person would also introduce my partner to people in front of me like I didn't exist. And the last thing that he had said to my partner was that he's going to do everything in his power to try to break me and my partner up. For those who don't know, I have to catch them all. Today's Pokemon card of the day is Shieldon. Why this is the card of the day is because it's a clay art. I am new to collecting Pokemon. I used to as a kid, but so if I don't say the Pokemon names correct, or if there's something that I should just know for my own education of being a Pokemon collector, go ahead and leave it in the comments. It's greatly appreciated. On today's creator shout out, I want to shout out one of my favorite creators, my favorite tarot reader, Zenny Light. Zenny does energy readings and she uses oracle and tarot and music to give you a message. I have a tumultuous relationship when it comes to TikTok Live. Part of it is that it doesn't really have a structure, or I don't have a structure when it comes to going live and then watching lives. Sometimes, there's so many people on the live that your comments aren't getting noticed, or the comments are fast, and it's about gifts or people battle. But the thing about Zenny is that she has a structure. What I love about Zenny the most is her boundaries and her relationship with boundaries. Zenny has this beautiful aura, and every time she is live, I will go on her live. She has noticed that I go on there and hang out. So every time she sees my name, she goes, "Hi, Justin." Her structure is, we get to so many likes, and then she'll do a collective reading. Her readings are $33 live on her website, and purchase a reading, and then she will read for you live. You also can do individual readings, one-on-ones. It's all there on her website. If you are not following Zenny, you definitely need to check her out. She is an amazing person, even if you're not into tarot readings or you don't really understand that world. But Zenny is one of my favorite creators on TikTok. Like I said, anytime she is live, I go on there and I hang out and I just feel better. Let's talk about my top 5 favorite albums. Now, I want to say, this is not that one album is better than the other. This isn't, because so and so is better or so and so is the GOAT. This is my personal top 5 favorite albums. So, let's get into it. Starting off with number 5 is Fly, Dixie Chicks. We got Goodbye Earl. We got Ready to Run at the beginning of this album. Let Him Fly at the end of this album. Love this album. Fly is my favorite album from them, and it's number 5 on my top 5 list because it's just an album I go to and jam out, even if it's just me listening to it in the shower. Number 4, we're gonna go into it. 4 is Folklore by Taylor Swift. Now, I know the controversy of being a Swiftie, but I don't give a I am a Swiftie, hands down. Actually, my favorite albums from Taylor Swift are the black and white albums, Reputation and Folklore. I call it the Lullaby album. What I love about Folklore is the storytelling. A lot of the times I listen to it when I'm winding down. It's a softer album, and I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed it the first time I listened to it, but I slept on it. I didn't appreciate it as much as I appreciate it now. Number 3. Now, this album is in my number 3 spot. He is the GOAT. Thriller. Michael Jackson is in my number 3 spot. I love these songs. I love this album. It's one of the best selling albums of all time. Michael Jackson is always going to be in the number 1 spot, and you don't need me to tell you that. He is number 1. But Thriller is in my number 3 spot. I love this album, this music, his messages. It's upbeat. Human Nature is one of my favorite songs. I mean, we gotta be starting something. We want it. Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kasa. Mama say, Mama sa. Woo-hoo. I mean, come on. And my number 2 spot is Blue Oyster Cult. This is my number 2 spot. First of all, I love Don't Fear the Reaper. I love that song. Love, 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 love that song. So I listened to the whole album, fell in love with it. I love the classic rock feel. I love just how it takes you to a different world. This album I can have in the background when I'm going for a walk or doing something. Love this album. And in my number 1 spot is Pink. Funhouse. Pink is mother, in my opinion. That woman raised me. I love her. I love her voice. I love what she stands for. It's really hard to choose a Pink album, but if I had to, I would say Funhouse, because this is an album that I can listen to start to finish. So you have songs like Glitter in the Air, Crystal Ball, which again, the mystical, magical feel that I love. And she really dived into like the softer parts of herself and her talent. That is my top 5. What is your top 5? Do you agree with my top 5? Do you hate my top 5? I don't know, unless you tell me. So there's that. The baby boomer generation. Boomers are people born roughly 1946 to 1964. So their childhood teen years were mostly the 1950s to 1970s. Think post-war optimism, early TV, rock and roll, and the first wave of mass consumer culture aimed at kids. Kids were outside all day, no phones, no tracking, just be home before dark, riding bikes, playing in the street, making up games. Black and white TV at first, limited channels, everyone watched the same show. Saturday morning cartoons were a big deal. Rise of rock and roll, think Elvis Presley. Teen culture was becoming its own thing for the first time. Massive social change later. Civil rights movement, Vietnam era. Less technology, more face-to-face interaction. Stricter households overall, strong sense of community, but also less awareness of mental health. Boomers grew up in a world where candy cost pennies, toys didn't need batteries, and your parents had no idea where you were half the day. But somehow, you always made it home. Thank you for watching this episode of Travel+Mystery. I appreciate you being here. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Do what you can because we do what we can with what we got. All right, I'll see you next time.